In Sub-Saharan Africa, 85% of all adults are subsistence farmers and 70% of all children are malnourished. 23% of these children, until recently, died before their 5th birthday and 13% from malnutrition. Endemic diseases such as diarrhea, malaria, and general infections accelerate the death rate. One of these suffering countries is Malawi, a diminutive entity bordered by the countries of Zambia, Tanzania, and Mozambique.
With a population of 12 million people, almost 90% subsist as rural farmers, with a median per capita income of just $44 per year, one of the lowest in Sub-Saharan Africa. Malawi would become the focus of the work of Drs. Mark Manary and Andre Breend, with the support of Nutriset.
The Manarys began working in Tanzania and the Gambia. They would later serve in Malawi, where Dr. Manary would become especially concerned about the problem of malnutrition in Malawi and all of Sub-Saharan Africa. Over 20,000 children in Malawi each year seek treatment for malnutrition.
Even those children brought to hospitals and feeding centers faced, at best, a 25% chance of recovery. What could bring about such tragedy? First, the accepted treatment of milk-based formula did not seem to be effective in providing adequate weight gain. As well, this product required boiling and refrigeration or immediate use. It was also impossible to guarantee that the milk had not been contaminated before reaching the hospital or feeding center.
The water base of milk is a great medium for growth of microbes in countries where electricity is sporadic. It is difficult to assure that the milk-based product remains sterile. The treatment itself could become a source of infection.
Second, the overcrowded hospitals were incubators for disease transmission. Single wards hold as many as 50 children and their mothers. There was no way to segregate children with infectious diseases from the other children in the ward. The fragile, already compromised, malnourished children easily succumb to opportunistic infections. As well, the long-term treatment of malnutrition, as long as 8 weeks, provided a hardship for the families. It was mandatory that the child's caregiver remained at the hospital or feeding center to care for the child. It would be impossible for the nursing staff of 1 or 2 nurses to care for 50 to 60 young children alone.
While the caregiver, usually the mother, stayed at the hospital, the other children in the family were unattended to, leading to their suffering. Mothers would regularly opt to leave the hospital before the treatment was complete to care for the other family members, taking the malnourished child with them. The child would slip back into malnutrition, and 75% of these children would die.
Changes to the milk formula never seemed to improve the rate of recovery. The outcome remained dismal. Then, in 2001, Dr. Mark Manary teamed with Dr. Andre Breend and Nutriset, a nutrition supplement company in France, to find a new and perhaps revolutionary solution.
Their criteria: 1. The treatment should not require a dilution with water. This prevents contamination from poor water supplies. 2. The treatment should not require heating. It should be easy for the child to eat alone with minimal help. This allows the mother to focus on other tasks and chores. 3. It should allow the treatment to occur at home with only sporadic visits to the clinic. The child is in the home, away from the possible contamination by other ill children. 4. Clinics would observe the children every 2 weeks and treat any infections or other diseases to allow the child to gain weight, not fight disease. 5. Supervision of treatment should be simple enough for the local staff to do with success. The program should not call for extra staff or expatriate staff. Nutriset produced what they hoped would be the correct formulation of peanuts, powdered milk, vegetable oil, sugar, and vitamins and minerals.
So, in 2001, Dr. Manary and his wife Marty, a nurse, and their 2 children, Megan and Micah, went to Malawi to test the peanut-based feeding formula. The Manary set up test clinics and did their first field studies. The solution would be this product, called Plumpinut by the French, Chipande by the Malawians. The results were astounding, far beyond everyone's hopes. 90% of the children treated with Plumpinut Chipande recovered. Even 1 year later, follow-up would show that of that 90%, 95% of this group was still healthy.
The Manarys saw that their study funding was about to run out. They had found a solution and now had to find the money to implement their program. The Manarys returned to America and began telling their story to anyone who would listen. They raised money from their church and other churches, schools, scout groups, and individuals. Local media publicized Project Peanut Butter, which increased the funding. The money went to buy Plumpy Nut from Nutriset in France. Dr. Manary would return to Malawi again and again to open new clinics and spread the use of Chipande to more and more children in Malawi.
With each visit, the survival rate remained the same. In 2005, Nutriset encouraged Project Peanut Butter to open its own factory. This would decrease cost in Malawi from shipping the Chipande from France. The first factory was nothing more than a small-scale restaurant mixer and other simple supplies. When the local demand for Chipande outdistanced the production capability of our small-scale factory, Dr. Manary sought out grants and built a full-scale factory capable of producing 600 metric tons yearly.
Ingredients are obtained locally with the exception of vitamins and milk, which must be imported. Currently, the World Food Program and UNICEF collaborate with Project Peanut Butter by providing some of these ingredients. Project Peanut Butter is grateful to these agencies for their assistance and recognizes the difference that they have made in the ability of Project Peanut Butter to reach thousands more children each year. In 2007, UNICEF, the United Nations System Standing Committee on Nutrition, the World Health Organization, and the World Food Program issued a joint statement endorsing RUTF as a standard of treatment for severely malnourished children worldwide.
It is estimated that nearly 200,000 children were treated with RUTF last year. Project Peanut Butter continues to expand with the help of the Clinton Foundation and is providing RUTF to all children in Malawi who seek treatment for malnutrition.
In addition to the Malawi work, the newest project is a program and factory in Sierra Leone managed by Chelsea and Michael Beasley. This project began in July of 2008.
In Malawi, we are doubling the production capacity of the factory so we will be able to supply RUTF to clinics outside of Malawi. A new, improved factory is under construction at this time.
As well, Dr. Manary, along with Nutriset, is starting trials to develop and test new foods appropriately designed for different types of malnutrition, such as moderate malnutrition, young infants, and HIV-infected adults. The road ahead is exciting. Lives are being saved. Children who once had no hope of seeing their 5th birthday will have the opportunity to reach adulthood. Please join us as we seek to solve malnutrition forever.